Good morning! Today is our third day here in Yellowstone, and today's itinerary. We are going to visit the Norris Geyser and Mammoth Spring. It was raining when we left the inn, but we were hopeful that it would stop when we got to Norris. But first, we made a quick stop here at Yvonne's Waterfalls. This is located on the roadside and the parking is so limited. However, there is a vaulted bathroom. It is a super easy walk on a paved trail to see the waterfall that has a drop of approximately 84 feet. Definitely worth the brief stop. About 30.6 miles from the Old Faithful Inn via Madison is the Norris Geyser Basin. In Norris, you can find the most thermally active part of Yellowstone. It has two parts, the back basin and the porcelain basin. Actually, we had no idea which part of basin is best. We just went through the museum and there we saw some boardwalks. So we decided to check it and later we learned that it's the porcelain part. What made us decide to go here was this geyser called Ledge Geyser that was erupting non-stop. Plus, it's only 0.6 mile loop. The stark, barren landscape of Porcelain Basin is the result of an acidic environment. Because of this hostile condition, plants, algae, and bacteria have difficulty in establishing themselves. Instead, the basin derives its colors from mineral oxide in spectrums of pink, red, green, orange, and yellow. The largest geyser in the world, called Steamboat Geyser, is also located here in Norris. This geyser has long periods of dormancy, but when it does erupt, it sends jets of water nearly 300 feet high in a spectacular display. Steamboat Geyser is located at the back basin loop. We were not able to see it because we still had some places to go, maybe next time. And just how cute is this mama and baby bison, guys? We were trying to be quiet and not to get closer because they can be dangerous. But I was just so happy seeing them. Okay, we are now heading to Mammoth Spring. The drive here is beautiful, especially this Grand Loop Road area. We made a quick stop at this waterfall called Rustic Fall. Beautiful. We were supposed to park at the upper terrace parking lot, but we missed it. So we continued to the lower terrace. Parking here is limited, so just be patient. This view welcomed us when we arrived at the Mammoth area. Beautiful. There were deer along the trail and it was kind of crowded already. We walked the boardwalk of the lower terrace, which covered a distance of around 1.2 miles. There are many different pastel hues that color the mostly white deposits due to the minerals in the water. The trail itself is steep and a mix of boardwalk with asphalt. There is very little shade, so try not to go during the hottest time of the day. What really amazed me was the Jupiter and the Mount terrace that was flowing well during our visit. Such a flow of water over these ledges essentially meant that they were cascading waterfalls. We walk all the way up to the top of the lower terrace and join up with the upper terrace to see the Canary Spring. Most of the hot springs seems to be drying up in here. Instead of the vibrant colors, the majority of it has turned gray. Still worth a trip to see it. We did not went all the way to the Mammoth Spring village. We kind of saw almost everything already. Actually, we're supposed to stay at the Mammoth Spring Lodge for 4 nights, but they canceled it due to some constructions from the last flood. Next time, we will stay here to explore more of the area, especially the Lamar Valley. We were undecided whether to take the route to Lamar Valley to Canyon Village just to complete the figure 8 route of Yellowstone. In the end, we decided not to because there might be some road construction and we don't want to get stuck to it. I'm just glad that the sun is up now. We can now see those beautiful wildflowers. And also, we able to see a bunch of bisons resting along this route. Another great stop along this route is the Fountain Paint Pot Trail. It is a short loop trail that is mostly a boardwalk that winds around the geyser and paint pots. Very interesting area. You will see various hydrothermal features that are expressions of Yellowstone's still active volcano. And just take a look at one of the park's many mud pots, guys. It's called Fountain Paint Pot. The mud is composed of clay minerals known as kaolinite and fine particles of silica. And this one in here is a hydrothermal feature formed as a direct result of the 1959 Hagben Lake earthquake. A vent opened up in this spot, which then turned into a mud pot. A red mud pot and neighboring loud steamy sulfury fumarole called the Red Spouter. There are just a lot of interesting features in this area that can be dangerous, so stay on boardwalks and designated trails. Hydrothermal water can severely burn you. Never run, push, or shove. Supervise children at all times, and do not scratch hydrothermal mats. Just be careful and enjoy your visit. Alright guys, that's all for today. Phew, it was packed. There's so much to see here in one day. So a quick recap. We went to Norris Geyser Basin first, then to Lower Terrace of Mammoth Spring, and then drive back to Fountain Paint Pots Trail. We ate our dinner at the Lodge of Yellowstone and saw another eruption of the Old Faithful Geyser from that perspective. It was another successful day. See you tomorrow! Another great morning, guys! Today is our last full day here in Yellowstone and we will just take it easy. We'll see. First on the list today is the Grand Prismatic Hot Spring, the most photographed thermal feature in Yellowstone. We saved this for last since it's closer to the inn. We parked at the Fairy Falls parking lot. Good thing it was not that packed yet when we arrived. We took this 1.5-mile out and back trail thinking it would lead us to the Grand Prismatic Boardwalk. Then later I realized we were heading to the Grand Prismatic Overlook. What a surprise! I thought I did my research thoroughly, but no! The Grand Prismatic Spring from up here was incredible. There is a viewing platform to see the aerial view of this colorful hot spring. I was just amazed. We then drove to see the Grand Prismatic up close. We need to park at the Midway Geyser Basin. However, parking spots there were limited, so we decided to grab the spots available on the side of the road nearby and then walk our way to the trailhead. These are just some features we saw as we hiked to the boardwalk. You can see the hot spring water joining the Firehole River in a gush of steam, which is very cool. The Grand Prismatic Spring Boardwalk is a one-way 0.8-mile loop that goes along one edge of the Grand Prismatic Hot Spring, and also to several other nearby much smaller springs like Opal Pool and Excelsior Geyser Crater. This is the largest hot spring in the United States. It is about 370 feet wide and about 10 stories deep. It is also one of the most popular attractions in Yellowstone due to its beautiful and vibrant colors. The biggest and most colorful hot spring is absolutely not to be missed when you visit Yellowstone. After that, we went back to the inn and ate our lunch in our room. Then we decided to take one last area to visit because why not? The Old Faithful Observation Point. This 1.1-mile out and back trail is perfect if you want to avoid the crowd. Some parts of the trail are a little steep, but most are quite easy and pass through a mixture of pine woodland and surviving old forest. The observation point offers a vista view of Old Faithful. The valley below is somewhat obscured by trees, but all of the Faithful village is in full view. This place is a good alternative location from which to watch an Old Faithful eruption. It really does give a better sense of scale and perspective. And watch for the marmots in the rocky areas, guys. We did, and here he is, busy looking for food. We did not spend so much time here because we want to join the free tour of the inn at an allotted time. We had 20 minutes to go back and we made it! The inn has 3 allotted time for free tour with their knowledgeable tour guide. We learned more from her and she showed us some interesting facts and stuffs about the inn. It was worth it. She also showed us the original rooms in here. Also, some renovations they have to do when the inn got damaged by the earthquake. There are just so many great hikes in American national parks, but there is no park quite like Yellowstone, full of incredible geothermal phenomena like geysers, colored pools, and bubbling mud pots. home to herds of bisons and wolves, and the sites of some of the most incredible waterfalls in the United States. This park has a lot to offer, and we will look forward to discovering them the next time. But for now, we are heading to Glacier National Park in Montana. Exciting! But wait, before we leave, here's the fox, guys. We saw while exiting the park via Madison. We are not really sure what's going on with him, but I hope he's fine. Well, okay, bye for now.